I wonder what the rest of the Harbingers are up to. Plotting and scheming on an ever grander scale, no doubt.
damn it. Stupid ass Streamlabs. Alright, we are live, finally. Some technical difficulties I'm gonna have to work out later. So, Colin, I wanted to talk about FF, but I don't have a sub anymore, apparently, and I'm not going to be able to afford to get one until next Thursday. So, we're going to have to talk about something else, like I told you just a couple of minutes ago. One thing that I thought we could talk about, potentially, is some options for free-to-play players. What kind of team comps they can get, especially in the early game until they can get some artifacts.
Bring it on.
Especially pre-AR-45. What some good tips and tricks are.
Some good tips and tricks.
Yes. So, I'll go ahead and let you start. What do you think is a good free-to-play team comp that just about everyone has access to?
Are you basing this off of any 4 stars that we could possibly pull, or just the ones we start out with?
Well, the ones that we start out with are kind of obvious, but we'll go talk about them specifically in a little bit. Let's talk about 4 stars that most people are able to pull. So characters like Razor, Beto, Bennett, Barbara especially. You know, just characters that are on the that are not just characters that are featured, 4-star characters that are featured in featured banners pretty often.
Hard to say. There is a decent amount of them. Comes to mind is Razor, Kaya, Jean, Ling, and Barbara.
That's a pretty solid team comp. Oh, hello.
Generalized, I think.
Power that ended hype.
You're mine.
Go ahead and swap out to my
No
Razor
time to
team
lose.
in a minute after I kill this freaking Eye of the Storm. Goddamn thin air.
Going in.
Indeed, a pretty decently solid team that you could probably use for probably anything.
There are quite a few 4-star team comps that you can do that'll get you a decent way through the Spiral Abyss, if not the entire way. Razor is a very good character all around. Would you say he's among the best 4 stars you can possibly get?
Probably put him at 4.
Number 4? I can agree with that.
At the frying pan.
Bennett would obviously be number 1.
Obviously, he synergizes really well with just about every character in the game.
Because he does synergize with every character in the game.
That attack buff is huge, especially if you can get his first constellation. Other characters that have really good synergy with just about everyone. Sean Ling has really good synergy with most melees.
Indeed.
Beto has really good synergy with everyone as well, because her ult actually works with range as well.
Can't be super good. She's good enough.
I think she's one of the better 4 stars in my humblest opinion. That.
Tidal wave.
A little bit of thinking about.
So, one of the best options you can do, I agree, is Razor. For me personally, one of the teams that I would run is the same as with my catching team. The reason I... What the hell? Oh, here it is. Reason I'm running catching rather than Razor is because her attack is higher, because she has a 5-star weapon that I happened to pull when I was trying to get Mona recently. That's the character this game's just never gonna let me have. But in any case, Razor is a really popular character with the featured banners anyway.
I'll scout ahead.
He generates a lot of damage very quickly. And he synergizes really well with a lot of characters. The team that I use personally is a superconduct team, because he's able to get that consistent electro. And his ult doesn't imbue with electro either, it still does physical. It just does an extra electro-based attack too. So I paired him with Kia and Diona as a support, with Xinyan to buff him even further with his physical damage, as her shield buffs physical damage. That's a very easy team comp that you can get. These characters are, Kaya you get completely for free, and Diona, I haven't actually seen Diona featured on a banner in a while.
Indeed.
So if you don't have Diona, Bennett definitely works as well. The extra attack that he gives is definitely good. Try to avoid overload whenever possible, though, because you don't want enemies getting pushed the fuck away.
If you're fighting big things, overload is perfectly fine.
Indeed. My main thing is there are better things. God damn it, now he's got Now you've got Thunder Soother on me. What? Attack. Oh, okay. Where's Bloodstained Chivalry? Where are you catching? There you are. Not equipped during combat. God damn it.
Nintendo slapped right to Josh, or were you literally just fighting something? It's like, you know what, I'm gonna...
Nope, it barely aggroed to me. There. Go away! Go the fuck away! Leave me alone! Let me change gear! So the Razor actually does damage, god damn it! Anyway, I don't want to change that out.
Kind of wonder about the elemental resistance sets. I really think they need to add a reason to build characters tanky in this game and use some of the tankier sets.
Indeed. I agree with that.
Because, I kind of want to put Thunder Soother on Beto, but only because I have two different things that are bonus damage against electro-afflicted enemies. I'm not sure that would, actually translate into damage. Especially since I could just get Thundering Fury on Beto and actually do damage guaranteed. Still trying to get away from whatever it is you aggro, Josh.
Oh no, I'm just looking through my artifacts now. Gladiator's Finale. Do I really only have those two pieces? Oh, that's what's wrong. Okay. There we go. Now he's ready. So, an easy build that you can do for Razor is 2 pieces of Bloodstained Chivalry and 2 pieces of Gladiator's Longing. The Gladiator's Finale, rather.
Is this before or after they get to rank 45?
This is after they get to rank 45. You can get 4-star variants of Gladiators really easy, so just stack them up with that. Anything that increases attack, basically. Or even debuffs the enemy. And an easy weapon to use is, of course, Prototype Archaic. This is just about the best weapon that he can get, especially if he can get it refined. Now, he has... Razor's only level 70. My Razor is only level 70, and he's already at 2,000 attack. Which is still a bit lower than what my catching was, but that's only because of Aquila Favonia.
Right.
What makes Razor such a good character is the fact that he's got that damage from being a Claymore user. And once he ults, he gets a ton of attack speed too.
Freeze!
This is probably one of the better ones among the 4 stars.
Indeed.
Maybe even some 5 stars.
Indeed. I think, personally, what makes him so good is the fact that his attacks aren't imbued with Electro when he ults. Because, you know, catching actually falls into that trap, and it's... if you're trying to build her physical, accidentally recasting your ult, or your skill, with the button, is actually a damage down. For her.
Indeed.
If you're trying to do elemental damage, it's really good. But because I had Aquila Favonia, I wanted, you know what, I'm gonna build her physical.
I should probably buff some. I don't know. I do not know. Sword users are weird.
Sword users are a bit on the weaker side in general. Because
This move will be frozen in time.
it feels like they don't do enough damage to make up the difference between them and Claymore users.
Cool it.
I certainly need to. It's just a matter of. Probably just Zincu is the best one.
Indeed.
By far, I would say. Because he can double as a main DPS or a secondary DPS.
A lot of characters are able to do that.
No. A lot of characters are not able to do that.
Klee is able to do that. You can get
Yes, but
Xing
Klee
Yan to
works
do it.
best. Xing Yan's like more of a support, but you can secondary DPS.
Pretty decent damage. Her secondary DPS stuff is mainly through her skill.
Hitting E, and hopefully there's enough to proc the dot.
Indeed.
And as we just put defense down if you have that particular constellation, I think it is.
Yep.
And a tiny physical damage buff.
I mean, it's tiny, but it does make a pretty big difference.
Actually pretty standard, but in any case, although those two characters can secondary DPS, that would not make them any good at it though. Not when you compare it to Jinkyu or
Well,
Jianling.
Comparatively. I still think that if you build them right, just about any character can still be a DPS. Like, there's damage builds for Barbara. Which I don't understand because she has among the lowest attack in the game.
Can't handle your dreams.
Indeed. Pretty strange. But we don't. No, I don't. We won't use Lara as a main DPS.
Having the healing from her elemental skill and shit constantly keeping you healthy.
I suppose now I need to go full HP and get the maximum amount of healing. That might actually be a bit overkill.
Indeed. But in any case, Razor, Zinyan, Kaya, and either Diona or Bennett. If go for Diona if you have very good team comp. The builds for each of these characters that I like to use.
Oh, so sorry.
Fuck you, Hilly Churl. Okay. The build that I like to use on Zinyan is Retracing Bolide, which is actually gone for some reason. I'm gonna have to go through this, see what I replaced by being dumb. Why? What the fuck? I'm so confused. Why does Chong Yun have that?
Have what?
Retracing Bolide.
I do not know why you put whatever on your characters. But then again, I would not have gotten rid of all of my artifacts, except for the ones I am actively using.
This will work. There we go. Now it's better. I wish the game would tell you if that buff affected every character, or if it only affected the character that the artifacts were equipped with.
What, Tracing Bolide?
Because all it says is it increases your damage while protected by a shield. It doesn't say the active character or the character these things are equipped to. But in any case,
Imagine Tracing Bolide is for the character, not for the party. It's not like Archaic Petra, where if you get all four, with the 4 buff, it becomes a party thing. A very good one, but is it there nonetheless?
indeed. That's what I use on. Let me check. I like using Noblesse Oblige on Kaya because it increases everyone's attack when he ults. And then for Diona, I like to use a mix of Retracing Bolide and Maiden Beloved. Give her a bit stronger shields and healing, make her really well-rounded overall character. She has very good synergy with Razor because her ult consistently does cryo damage, so you can get pretty consistent superconduct off. That's a pretty easy team comp that you can use. Another one that you can use. How often is Sucrose available?
Not particularly often.
Ningguang's available pretty often, isn't she?
I would not say that either.
Really? I know that Fischl isn't.
Jinkyu is up there pretty frequently.
I created another universe
He's been
and
with
found
the
it.
past, or not the past 3, but 3 different banners since the game has started, to my knowledge.
Xinkyu, Chongyun, Xianling is very featured. But I think, if I recall, every 4-star character is in featured banners.
It's not why they're featured on the banner, though. Featured on the banner because you are very
They have higher drop rates. Oops,
significantly higher drop rates. You'd be very unlucky, actually, to get something outside of the featured 4 stars. Or lucky, depending on what 4-star you want and are looking for.
Indeed. As of streaming this, the characters that are on Hu Tao's banner are Xinkyu, Zhanling, and Chongyun. All 3 of these characters are really solid picks.
I would say Chongyun. Shongyun is probably the weakest of them.
Agreed. Aside from them, you've got Xinyan, Sucrose, Diona, Noel, Beneficial, Lingwang, Beto, Razor, Barbara. Yeah, so just about every 4-star in the game is in the featured banner.
Every 4-star in the game is in the banner.
Indeed. You're just not very likely to get them. Not as much as the ones that are actually featured. So I wouldn't recommend counting on you getting those, but you can get them. Why is catching in on this team? Fuck. Let's see. It's the Ningguang team, so Bennett is a must. Let's see. Shit, I don't know who else I would put on that team. First things first, I'm gonna.
I will bring my notebook. You want me on your team?
Yes, baby, I do want you on my team. Fuck
I
it,
trust
Beto.
you.
Who to replace you with?
Chivalry will never die.
Maybe Shinku. Yeah, this is a pretty solid team comp. So, Ningguang, Shinku, Beto, Bennett. That's a pretty solid team in itself. Ningguang has some of the highest burst damage in the game. She does an absolutely ridiculous amount, especially if you can get her max constellation. But all you Ningguang. All you really need from her constellation is the first one, and she's pretty much set to go. Because that gives her auto attacks AoE Geo damage. For weapons, I like using Eye of Perception. That's a weapon that I've had drop a couple of times. It's a 4-star weapon. If you don't have access to that, the Dragon Spine will work in the meantime, because it's got pretty good stats on it. I guess Sacrificial Fragments would also work. If you want to, you can use a 3-star weapon, but you would definitely want it max refined in order to make it work. For 3-star characters, nothing I have here actually works that well. 3-star weapons, I guess Twin Nephrite would work fine for the ones that I have. Let me check the archive. Catalyst. Here we are. No, I've got everyone. To do. What? God damn it. Why am I like this?
What are you talking about, Josh?
3-star weapons that you can put on Ningguang if you don't have any good 4-star weapons. Solar Pearl, if you get the $10 battle pass, that works as well. Yeah, that would work really well on her, actually, probably. Because she gets resets with her ult. My poor level 1 Xingqiu running around a level 90 world.
Not sure Ningguang would be the best beneficiary of Solar Pearl.
If you've got nothing else, nothing better that you can get. If you somehow manage to get a 5-star weapon, that is definitely what you want. One is really weak. Not really helping to serve the point very well in long.
It's nothing.
Is that what you think?
He's hitting for 200, 300 crits. What makes her really strong is her charge attacks. So she is definitely someone you want to charge attack with as much as possible.
Give up. Give up.
And for the most part, I try to make most Catalyst users charge attackers, except for Barbara, but you can still do charge attacks on her.
I believe her charge attacks actually heal her bonus HP if you charge attack them.
Is 4 times the amount.
See if there's a chest. Yep. Cool. But Ningguang is very easy to build. She has good synergy with a lot of weapons that you can get for her. The artifact set that I recommend would be 2-piece gladiators and then 2-piece archaic Petra. Or you can go for Noblesse Oblige instead of gladiators. And get that extra damage from your ult. If by some miracle you get Mona, though, I would definitely replace Beto with Mona. Get that Mona damage, get that Bennett buff, and then just ult and do like 1,000,000 damage. Now that I think about it, how much attack do you have? Does mine have? Wow, no wonder she's doing nothing. Doing nothing. How do you have so little percent? This is level 70. Maybe it's because... that's why. Yep, that would be the problem. It helps to actually change your teams. Or upgrade your things. But in any case, we'll go ahead and talk to tips pre-AR-45 that you can use. The best thing that you can do is not farm for artifact domains the second you unlock them. Do not do that. Wait until your adventure rank 45 because you get a, what is it, 1 guaranteed?
At least 1 guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Guaranteed 5-star.
Yep. You get 1 guaranteed 5-star artifact drop when you're AR-45. you're better off spending your resin. Before that, you're better off spending your resin on weapon
Almost.
domains.
The character ascension materials, money, experience.
Just about everything else. God, do you know if the beginner's invocation, the one that has Noel, has like a guaranteed drop? Do you know if that's? Do you know if that's still a thing?
It is until you do 2 wishes.
That's what I figured. Roll on that. Noelle is a very strong character. She is very well rounded off.
She is a big ball of stats, but if she's not built, she will not do anything.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. She's a very good character all around, though. And I had a lot of luck with her early game until I started getting, like, Klee and Chi-Chi. I can't remember. I think I got Klee and Chi-Chi in the same poll. Or, like, back-to-back.
I would not know.
It's been so long since I got both of those characters, I don't necessarily remember, but I think that's what happened. Oh, time to get my event shit. We're gonna go ahead and go a little bit longer because it took us a little bit longer than intended to get started tonight. I think Noelle is really strong. If you have her unlocked, I would definitely recommend building her. Any 2 or 3 star artifacts that you get from bosses will help. I would save your Mora and artifacts, and don't upgrade anything until you get at least 4-star artifacts.
You would only upgrade stuff as you need to get your Adventurer's Handbook done.
Indeed.
If it's convenient.
I forgot that was a thing. Yeah. Only upgrade enough to do that. Don't upgrade everything, though. Try to save as much as you can until your adventure rank 45 and you can start getting those 5-star artifacts. Because one problem that I'm running into is I don't have enough artifacts in the universe to get everything up.
Indeed.
And I don't have there isn't enough goddamn resin in the universe to get all of the characters I want to build. Like, I want to build D-Luke, I want to build, I'm still trying to build Child, and I'm still trying to build, Xianling, because even though she has the artifacts that I want now, none of them have the stats that I want. I think she's missing just one piece is all, too, which is ultra frustrating. Do you know if you get access to condensed resin like right off the bat? Oh.
Would not know. I do know, however, unless you're going out of your way, you're not going to have the crystal cores.
Oh, that's another thing that you can do. There are a couple of areas that you can get crystal flies really easy. Gunion Stone Forest. This probably has the most. Let me see if there are some over here, because I might have collected them all. Looks like I've collected them. Oh, right there. There's one right off in the distance over there. But you go to the Gunion domain once you've unlocked it. Oh, there's like 3 here. Cool. And you climb up on top of the domain, and if you need to, on a little bit higher with the rocks over here. And then you got an easy way to get crystal flies, and there's usually like, what, 8 around here?
Yeah, let's say there's about 6. At least 6.
There's usually at least 6. I've seen as many as 8. Very easy. Take like an hour each day and just go in between Guyonstone Forest and what's called? I forget. Windrise. Go to the statue of the 7 in Windrise. There's none here right now, but there's usually a bunch of crystal flies you can get over here. There's a few that you can get in Dragonspine as well, although I'm not exactly sure where they are. And then you can find some at the Dawn Winery at night.
Also find them near the Clearpool domain in Lihui. The one where you get no police supplies from in general.
Oh, that's right. That's right. There's that cave. There's that cave system, not that far from there.
That being said, you do not have to live by condensed resin.
Indeed. You can go ahead. You can just do the runs with 20 resin. It just doubles the amount of shit that you get from doing them. There's about 4 for me here.
Indeed. Point of condensed resin is to help keep your resin spent and not to do things by mostly.
I personally think it's a little bit more, how do you say, it's a bit more efficient if you use condensed resin.
It is more efficient because depending on how long it takes you to run the domain, all it takes is you to craft the condensed resin now.
For the team comps that I use, I can clear a domain anywhere from 2.5 minutes to 5 minutes.
You're mine. Amateur.
Just in case you are cutting the amount of runs you need to do in half.
Those same runs would take you closer to an hour to finish. Like an hour and a half at the longest, I think.
Hour and a half at the longest. It is a long time spent doing domains.
So, I would definitely just go ahead and wait for the condensed resin to recharge, rather than doing everything as you get resin. It's just a bit more efficient, in my opinion.
Bring it on.
In fact, I'm pretty sure even if you were to do all 8 runs, that would be 40 minutes, assuming it takes you 5 to clear a domain. I'm not sure where you're getting the hour-long duration.
That was just a guesstimate. That was just a guesstimate. But still, you can cut that in half to just like 20 minutes if you use condensed resin.
Personally, the reason I use condensed resin is because I feel like the rewards you get from condensed resin are probably what they should be normally.
Agreed.
It just feels better to get more at once. Don't have to get such a tiny amount. Oh, look, my 1 5-star artifact.
Instead, you get at least 2, maybe 3.
3 if you're lucky at rank 45.
Once you get to rank 50, it gets easier, doesn't it?
Well, it's 3 at rank 50 if you're lucky, and 2 at rank 45 if you're lucky.
Indeed.
And
every now and again, I'll get 3, which is really nice.
Indeed. Personally, I think the game could use less RNG in general. But that's a different discussion for another time.
Shouldn't let your guard down.
Indeed. So, upgrade your weapons
Bring it
as
on.
well before pre-AR-45. Mainly because for the bonuses that you get from the command book.
You should upgrade your weapons because they are the second most useful thing you can upgrade.
Indeed. I still think that, well, I mean, once they get, I feel like upgrading 3 stars past a point becomes
No time to lose.
A little wasteful, probably.
a little wasteful, yeah. I would say ascend it to level 40.
Yeah.
I think that's 1 ascension.
It is literally one ascension.
Yeah, yeah. Get it up to level 40 at most, in my personal opinion. You can do more if you want to, but anything higher than 40 is being just a tad wasteful for resources.
Yeah, nice and spicy.
You'd be better off saving those resources until you get
Amateur
4-star
steak.
weapons, or even a 5-star weapon. If you're lucky.
Most weapons, yes. 5-star, not so much. Unless you're going to encourage people to pull on the standard banner and not the featured ones.
Indeed. It's not necessary. You can. It's probably a better idea for you to just avoid it anyway. But if you want to try for a weapon, or even a 5-star character that isn't on the featured banner, you can do the Wanderlust Invocation. Try for, but you'll probably get a 5-star weapon instead. It is very, very unforgiving with characters. In that, that's how I got Ketching's 5-star weapon, which is to date the only 5-star weapon I have. Crystal flash.
Eyes on me.
You can find Cryptopons in here, Josh.
But
Hopefully.
the main reason I was bringing that up is I feel like people get a little too disappointed when they make that 10 pull and they see that gold thing and then it's a weapon. Like, that weapon is probably better for whatever character you're using than what they're currently using at that moment in time.
Probably depends.
5-star weapons in general have higher base attack, and in general they are better for your characters.
Indeed. But again, it depends on the weapon. If you get a 5-star weapon for a character you haven't built, that is just unfortunate.
Indeed. But hey, that gives you a reason to build them.
I don't know. None of the spears I have for Xianling, I would say, are better than some of the 4-stars I have. Well, except for one. I'm pretty sure it's the only I would put on her, but I'm not going to build her right away.
The reason I'm building Xianling is because she has pretty good synergy with Tartaglia here. But in any case, a lot of stigma with 5-star weapons. If you get a 5-star weapon, don't be disappointed. Because at least at some point, that weapon is going to be very good for a character that you might, down the road, want to build. I actually wish I had Wolf's Gravestone for Beto, or even D-Luke. But I think that is enough time for tonight. Hopefully I will be able to get some money put together so that we can actually talk about FF on Thursday. But for now, this has been LucidCast.